Hi, I'm Elise, your yoga coach on Balance Body and Beyond. Thank you for joining me today. We are going to have a full body yoga practice designed for everyone at all skill levels, just as long as you honor your body, respect your limitations, and make the adaptations that you need. I want you to give your body what it needs today, not what you think it needs, but what your body really feels it needs. So we will listen to our body. We will honor how we feel. I'm going to have you roll out your mat, and we're going to begin in a seated position, not for very long. Some folks like to sit on a pillow. Some people like to elevate their hips a little bit, particularly when they're in this position. But you can have your legs extended or any way that you can stack your vertebrae, one on top of the other, sitting nice and tall. We'll take our hands and rotate our palms up, joining our middle finger and thumb together. I invite you to drop your chin down, maybe even shut your eyes. We'll take a handful of really strong, powerful cleansing breaths in and out through our nostrils. I want you to breathe into the pit of your belly. Feel your lungs expand. Feel your belly fill. Relax through your facial muscles. And just simply become present, focusing on here and now and tuning into your body. We'll open our eyes and we're going to swing our legs, if they're not already there, around to the side so we can straighten our legs out. And we're going to inhale, lift up. And exhale, both hands to the left hip. Look over your shoulder. Inhale, lift. And switch sides, hands to the right. So we'll move side to side with the arms. We're going to try to sit as tall as we can with our feet flexed. Now, I know this might be uncomfortable for some folks. If you need to bend your knees, looking something like this, just go ahead and do that. You can also put a pillow under your knees, bolstering your legs. One more. Inhale up. And arms come alongside the body. We're going to lay all the way back. And once you're lying flat onto your back, we're going to walk our feet in towards our hips. We're going to do a little bit of a breathing core exercise. I'm going to have you inhale. And as you exhale, I want you to press your lower back as firmly down to the mat as you can. Now, I won't be able to see that. You may not be able to see me pushing my lower back down, but you'll be able to feel your lower back pushing down. And then inhale and relax. So exhale, push your lower back down, and you're gonna feel the tightness from your hips through the front of your abdomen, and then relax. And one more time, I want you to really feel that sensation of pressing your lower back down, core muscles engage. Awesome. And then relax. From here, we're slowly going to pick our hips up and come into a bridge pose. Now you might walk your feet closer in towards your hips so your fingertips can find your heels. And we're going to do small little pulses, opening up through the front of our body. Pushing through the back of your shoulder. Awesome. Now your toes are spread wide and you feel all four corners of your feet pushing down into the mat. And we're just working that very top pocket of your bridge. You should feel a stretch through your quadriceps and your hip flexors. Oh, Oliver has appeared. Hello, Oliver. You can go be a good kitty cat. All right, and then from here, we're gonna lift our left leg up and flex that left foot. You're gonna cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Good, now we're gonna do some more pulses in this single leg bridge. Good, so small pulses here. Take a pause and then lower the hips down. You can send your arms out wide, and we're gonna move the legs side to side. Oliver, really? So windshield wipers side to side. You'll feel the sole of your left foot come to the floor, and then your left thigh come to the floor. You can hold the stretch in one direction. Personally, I like to feel the sole of my foot come to the floor, and then I'll take my right hand and pull down on the left leg. Oh, and stretch out with this left arm. For me, that's a fabulous stretch. And then if you go the other direction and let the left thigh rest down onto the floor, you use then your left foot to push down on the right knee. And on my right hip here, I just get a really nice stretch on the outside of that hip. So let's just continue exploring that stretch side to side. You can stay to one side longer than the other if that's what your body needs today. Again, really put the emphasis in listening to our bodies and give it what it's craving today, and not let our head get in the way. All right, recenter. We'll return to the figure 4, but this time we're going to pull the legs in and take a stretch here. So my hand's just reaching behind my right thigh. I'm pulling both my legs in. You can use your left arm to kind of push that left knee away. Awesome. So let's untangle the legs, both feet flat down, reset your bridge, and pick up your right leg. Stretch your right leg up, cross your right thigh over your ankle, hold your hips open. So taking these small pulsing movements, and then hold, lower your hips down. You can send your arms out wide again, and we will then sway the legs side to side. Now you feel the sole of your right foot come to the mat, and then your right thigh come to the mat. Good. You can turn your head, look over one shoulder and then the other. And then just remember, when the sole of your right foot comes down, you can take your hand and push down on that leg. Right. And you can use your right foot to push down on the left knee. Oh, that feels really nice. Good. All right. Now recenter your legs, reach behind the left thigh, and let's take a figure 4 stretch. Untangle. And from here, we're going to keep our knees up and our feet up. We're going to place both hands stacked together and push onto the left knee. And while you're pushing on that left knee, I want you to feel the left knee pushing into your hands. So right there, our cores are braced. Try that exhalation, pushing your lower back down to the mat. And now our cores are completely engaged, and our right leg is going to extend out and then pull back in. So the left leg is pushing into my hands, and my hands are pushing my left leg away. There is tons of activity happening there. And then my right leg is extending out straight, flexing my foot. I'm pushing my lower back down to the mat. Now there is a lot going on in this exercise. So do your very best to keep all those moving parts. One more. Excellent. And then we'll switch it out. Both hands on the right side. Push your right knee into your palms. Keep your arms straight. Push your palms into that right knee, and that left leg is now moving. And your lower back is pushing firmly down. Can you do a few more? That is a huge core exercise. Out. standing. All right, let's roll up into a seated position. Well done. And we're going to turn over onto our hands and knees. And once we're on our hands and knees, we're going to take some big hip circles. Yeah, we'll get into child's pose very, very soon. I think everybody has settled into their place. George is in his bed next to me. I don't think you can see him from the camera angle. Oliver's sitting behind the camera, basking in some sunshine. Good. Change directions. And hopefully no other interruptions. My son is out rock climbing. My husband's at his son's baseball game. Good. Big circles. One more. And then pause here. We're going to take child's pose. Bring your big toes together. Push your hips back. And allow your forehead to find the mat. I'm swaying a little bit side to side because that's what feels good for my body. I'll eventually stay still, but I like to sway initially. Fingers are spread wide. Arms are reaching away from the body. Big breaths, breathing into the pit of your belly. Awesome. Gliding our body weight forward, we are going to take ourselves into a plank. So working in this high plank, we're going to move into down dog and then back to plank. Good. So down dog, and if that is too much for you right now, you can work from your knees. You can rock into a child's pose and then a kneeling plank. We'll hold your downward dog and slowly walk your feet forward between your hands. Now, if your hands don't touch the mat, go ahead and bend your knees until they touch the mat. And then from here, you're going to pull your chin in and lift your tailbone up to the ceiling. Exhale, bend your knees, look to the top of your mat, and then straighten the legs and look to the back of your mat. So your head placement's going to change. Bending knees, we look out in front. As we straighten the legs, we look to the back of the mat. One more time. And then we'll hold our forward fold. Roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Arms are going to come overhead. And we're going to do a big circle back behind us, bending your knees like we were coming into chair pose, but we're going to flow right through. Big circles. Bending your knees as if you were sitting back for chair pose, but not quite. Once your arms come overhead, we'll change the directions of the circle. Big motion, full body stretch, spread your toes wide. That's it. One more time. Hold your arms overhead. We'll do a little lateral movement here. You're going to take your arm over your ear and then switch. One arm behind you, little internal rotation of the shoulder. Other arm right over the side of your face. And a gentle gaze side to side. We'll bring both arms up overhead, palms together, and we'll sit back for our chair pose. Good. Now, once in this chair pose, we're going to tap our fingertips to the mat and then lift our arms back up. Now, if your fingers don't touch the mat, just bring your fingertips to your legs. So you might be sitting a little higher, and that might be your range of motion, and that works. But if you can get your hips low and your fingertips can touch the mat, we'll continue down that path. One more. My legs are burning. I don't know if yours are, but if they are, I feel you. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, reach forward and fold. We're going to lift halfway up, stretching out our spine. And then as we fold, we'll send our right leg behind us in a long, wide stride. See what you can do to pick your hands up. Good. If you're someone whose hips are all the way up here, go ahead and put your back knee on the mat. And then maybe you'll open your hips a little more and you don't have to put all that pressure through your hands. But I will let you find your way. From here, we'll take a twist, bringing our left arm up. Reach that left hand as high as you can to the ceiling. Stack your shoulders, stack your ribs. Perfect. Then you'll bring your hand down. Bring your back knee to the mat. Inhale your arms up. We're going to do a little sequence here with our fingertips at our temples. We're going to bring our right elbow to the inside of your front leg. And then you're going to come up. You're then going to rotate. And then our progression is we're going to lean back, taking our right elbow towards our back foot. Lift, rotate, and then we start over. Elbow to the inside of our leg. Lift, rotate, and then lean back. Great stretch. And this left elbow points to the ceiling. Good. Be careful, right? Don't compromise injuring yourself just to get into the pose. So let's stay safe. Let's be smart. Let's try our best. Keyword is try. Don't have to promise. Right? We are not having a yoga perfection class. We're having a yoga practice class where we try and we practice. All right. And then we'll recenter. Awesome job. Take your hands down to the mat and then inch your hips back. We'll take a little kneeling hamstring stretch. Just while we're here, you can reach for this foot. You can sit farther back if your knee allows you to do that. Well done. Walk your hands forward. Send both feet back. High plank. Good. From here, you're going to bend the right knee and you're going to place the right foot behind you. And then as you do that, lift your hips and strike a pose. Good. You can take that arm farther back behind you. Lift your hips higher. And then come back to your front plank. From here, you'll move to down dog. Push your hips back. And inch your feet forward. You're back to your forward fold. Drop your hips down and reach forward into your chair pose. Relax your shoulders down. Big breath, inhale. And another opportunity to reach forward. Enjoy that forward fold. Lift halfway up. As we fold, our left leg is going to move behind us. Opening up our hips. And then taking our twist, bringing our right arm up. Here, our shoulders are stacked. We want to feel this rotation through the middle of our spine. Gaze to your top hand and spread your fingers of that top hand. Yeah, let's hang out here in this lunge. I didn't hold this lunge at first as long as I would have liked to. For you guys to adjust with your hands, make sure you're keeping your weight in your feet. That's super important. You can drop the back knee down and come up into our half kneeling position. Fingertips at temples. Good. So now our left elbow drops down. If you need to reorganize your feet a little bit, I just found I had to pull my front foot a little more forward. And then we turn, open hips, lean back, and then reverse that direction. Good, we'll continue on. So I don't know if you can see my amaryllis behind me. I had it on the video that I did last and it hadn't yet bloomed, but it's blooming now for the second go around. It had bloomed back in January, I think. And my orchids are getting ready to bloom. Maybe by the next video, we will see some flowers. Good. We'll make this the last one as we reset, lift up, straighten your front leg, and you can lean back for that hamstring stretch. Oh, that's a nice one. All right, and then walk your hands forward and we will reset our lunge. Great job. Both feet, oh no, yep, both feet move back. Shoulders over wrists. And now we will bend the left knee. We're gonna flip to wild thing. If you're feeling wild and crazy, the sole of that left foot is flat, hips come up, belly button points to ceiling, and you can then take that left arm and reach overhead. A little bit of strengthening here for sure. Front plank. Did you get yourself there? And from front plank, we'll move right into down dog. Great job. And from down dog, we'll inch our feet forward, back to our forward fold. We are going to cradle our elbows into our fingertips and let our head hang. Now, can you get your head right between your elbows? Can you sway side to side? Ooh, there is just something about that positioning when you get those arms to just lie right alongside the side of your face. Just adds a whole nother element of stretch. I'm kind of rocking front to back now. See how that feels. Yeah, okay. Fingertips down. And then we're gonna roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. From here, we're gonna take warrior three. I'm gonna invite you to lift your right leg up. So we're gonna balance onto our left foot. Holding warrior two. And from holding warrior three. And from here, we will then land in warrior two. Sorry, I don't want to confuse you more. So warrior two. So we went from warrior three to warrior two, just like that. Awesome. Now, we're going to straighten the front leg and then bring our hands to the mat and kind of lean back and down to feel this stretch here. Now, the back heel might lift up a little, and then we're going to push our body weight back up and reset warrior two. So play with me on this one. Warrior two, bring your hands down and lower your hips. Now for me, I think I'll be more successful if I take my feet a little wider. So I'm gonna try stretching it out. So you might need to reposition your feet, right? And then rock down. Yeah, and that enabled me to keep my heel down and my heel didn't pull up as much. You might not get that low. Maybe you will. Maybe you'll bind. Maybe you'll do something that I'm not cueing. But that's okay because you're listening to your body. We'll hold warrior two. And then take extended side angle. Good, you can take a little peek under your arm, big stretch. Excellent. Bring both hands down to the mat. You're in your low lunge. Now, before you do it, this front foot isn't going to touch the mat as you go back to plank, and we balance on 3 points. We're going to take our left knee to our left elbow, some core strengthening, and then send our leg back. Now, option, you can work from your knee and take that kneeling plank, or straighten out the leg. Either or works. Awesome job. One more. Both feet on the mat. This time we're going to go ahead and lower the chest down and peel the chest up. Extend the arms out in front of us. We're going to row elbows to ribs and then reach forward. Thumbs up, elbows to ribs, and reach. And when you get down on the floor like this and you start looking under your furniture, you might then be motivated to do some house cleaning when you're done. Couple more. But this is a lot more fun than house cleaning, isn't it? I think so. Hold here. Palms to mat, curl your toes under, push up, high plank. Exhale, downward dog. Let's do a little pedaling out of the feet here. I usually cue that at the beginning of our practice. I hadn't, so I'm just going to take a moment here. Perfect. Let's walk our feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. And reverse swan dive. All right, warrior 3, picking up our left leg. I think I said it right, warrior 3. Good. Steady yourself. And this is just our transitional pose to get us to warrior 2, stepping back and getting lots of distance between your 2 feet, looking over your right fingertips. And you kind of know what's coming, right? Straighten your front leg, bring your hands to the mat, drop your hips, you can flex your foot toe to ceiling, push off the mat, and reset warrior 2. So just moving between those 2 poses, take your time. Let your body acclimate to that deep stretch. And that is so much knee flexion. Right? I get it. I get that everybody's knees are going to have different degrees of flexibility. The older we get, the less happy those knees become. It's a thing. But we try, we practice, and we just see what the body is willing to give us. Okay, let's hold here in warrior 2. And then take your arm overhead. Extended side angle. Super duper. Okay, hands come down. You're in your low lunge. Now we'll think about it. This front foot is going to stay off the mat as both legs move behind you. And then we're going to bring the right knee to the right elbow, just like that. If I ever get those right, lefts, front, backs confused, and you're like, is that what she just said? She's not right. Well, you're probably right or correct. I get my rights and lefts confused sometimes, for sure. So you continue on with what you think is correct. Good. We'll try one more. And then both feet come to the mat. Lower your chest down, elbows brush ribs. Lift your chest for cobra. Awesome. And then we're going to send our arms out in front again. But this time our palms are down and we're going to salute fingertips to temples. Reach out. Palms are down. Earlier our thumbs were up. Now our palms are down. Just working a little bit different area of the upper back. Right, when you lower down, maybe you just feel the tip of your nose touch the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale. All right, pull in and hold. Palms to mat, curl your toes under, push up, high plank. Exhale, downward dog. Good, we're gonna pick our left foot up here. And with that left foot, we're gonna send it forward to come into warrior one. Ooh, did you get there? It took me a moment. All right, holding warrior one, strong through warrior one. Relax your shoulders down. We're gonna do big sweeping arm circles. Hinging at the hip. All right, we did these big arm circles at the beginning of our practice from our standing chair. Now we're just taking them from warrior. Pause here. We're going to change directions of the circle. Strong through your legs, strong through your legs. You got it. Two more big circles. Try to keep your front knee bent nicely at a 90-degree angle. Hold. Pick up your back heel. Hands are going to come to heart center, and we're going to lower to our lunge. Take another twist, bringing our right elbow down and rotating. You can put your back knee down. All right, both hands come to the mat. Both feet move back. Hold here. Good. With straight legs, we are going to walk our feet up to our fingertips. Straight legs, feet towards your fingertips. Ooh, nice work. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. I'm going to keep you guessing. From here, we're going to move into star pose. You'll send your left leg off to the side. Now, I'm just going to turn to face you guys. You stay right where you're at. And I'm going to show you the little sequence we're going to do here. We're going to take a curtsy. You're going to tap that left toe behind you. You can do whatever you want with your arms. And then you're going to lift up wide. Right, you can do a little curtsy with crossing your arms. You can take one arm behind you, one arm front. But essentially, we are powering through this right hip. Yep, keep going. Might have your toe down for stability. All right, come up and hold, staying in star pose. Ooh la la. Feet together, arms overhead. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Send both feet back. You're in your high plank. And from your high plank, you're going to move to downward dog. Pick up your right leg. And we step through for warrior one. Good. Back foot's flat. Arms are up. And from your warrior one, we begin to circle, hinging from the hip. We have made a lot of progress. We've come into a lot of great postures. We've done a lot of strengthening. We've catered to our body, honoring our bodies for where they're at today. Once your arms come overhead, we'll change directions. We're keeping our front knee bent. Big reach, big reach. And we're gonna reset warrior one, holding strong. Carefully pick up your back, heel, all your toes are forward, and you're gonna come down into your crescent lunge, bringing your hands to heart center. And we'll twist. Left elbow down, right elbow up. And you can take your gaze to your top elbow if possible. You can put your back knee down. Nice healthy twist though. Well done. Hands come to the mat. Both feet move back. Pause here. And with straight legs, we're going to walk our feet up towards our fingertips. Awesome. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. And reverse swan dive all the way up. We're going to come into our star pose. So you can send your right leg off to the side. We're now going to balance into the left hip. Good. And then just see if you can stay there. Now I'm not going to turn to the side because we already practiced the curtsy once. So I feel like you know what you're doing here. So a little tap of the toe and then back to star pose. Find a focal point, a drishti. Good. Then you do one more, and then we'll hold star pose. Phenomenal job. And feet side by side. Inhale, lift up. And arms come down. We are going to have a seat on the mat. Fantastic job. I'm going to face you guys. You can sit in whatever direction you need to. And we will take a 90-degree bend to both knees and sit tall, right? So we'll just try that. Sit tall, sit tall, sit tall. And while you're sitting tall, we are going to push both knees down and try to get this front foot away from the back knee, right? So there's a lot of distance between my back knee and my front foot to keep my hips open as much as I can. I'm going to cross our arms and take a little peek over both shoulders. So we'll go to both sides. Turn your head, work through your neck. Hold here. Lean forward. And then as you lift, we're going to take this back leg, swing it all the way around, and we're going to come into like a shoelace. You're going to pull in the bottom foot a little bit, and then from here, we're going to lean forward even more. Now, depending which way you lean, you're going to feel that stretch in different areas around the hip. So I'm kind of slithering side to side because it feels so good really for both sides, right? But you can go farther on one side. Again, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? Listen to your body. I cannot tell you how pleased I am that these two little animals are behaving so well. Good. Chest up. There's definitely calmness in the house. It's 70 degrees outside today. It is absolutely gorgeous. All right, we're going to take the legs the other side. I would have gone outside, but my neighbors are doing yard work and they have their lawn equipment going and it's just quite loud. All right, lots of distance between your front heel and your back knee. Good. And just sit tall at first, right? Belly button's pointing forward. We're trying to get both sit bones to push as closely down to the mat as you can. And then once you're there, we'll twist side to side, look over one shoulder and then the other. Yesterday, and eventually you'll see it, a friend of ours came over and built a roof over our chicken run. We spent the whole winter tarping the chicken run because of the weather. And I said, as soon as spring hits, we have got to get a roof on it. Inside their coop, I mean, that's completely enclosed, so they're nice and safe in that. But their run-in area, it needed a roof. So now they have a roof. Lucky birds. All right, hold here, and then we'll take a forward fold. Good. Embrace that stretch. All right, and then for our final stretch, we're gonna take the back leg, swing it across, and then this bottom foot, I pull in closer to my hips. Get yourself situated and lean forward. And then once you're leaning forward, you can go side to side. I'll share one other story. So yesterday morning, my son called me. He goes to University of Delaware, and he ended up in urgent care because he was vomiting for like 6 hours straight. Anyway, he's like, Mom, would you like to come pick me up? So he's actually home for the weekend, feeling better. But, you know, once a mom, always a mom. You always feel compelled to save your children. He's a big boy. He could have taken care of himself, but he certainly likes to be taken care of. I think we got a little bit of that inside of all of us. Lift up. And let's stretch our legs out. Lay flat on our back. You can shut your eyes. Let your heart rates come down. Feel your breath. You can place one hand on the chest, one hand on the belly. And not feeling like we have to race on to the next thing. We have a fresh mindset. A body that's been restored. And hopefully we just feel better. You can roll to the right side of your body. Let the head rest in the palm of your hand. And rising up. We did it. So just remember, subscribe, shoot me some feedback, hit the like button. Let me know what you'd like to see more of or less of. Namaste, my friends. Have a fabulous day, and I will see you next time on Balance, Body, and Beyond.